Good morning, Southwest Florida, and welcome to Saving the Investor. I'm Alfie Townsend, and if you're one of the millions that are concerned about higher taxes, inflation, and the national debt, you're in the right place.
Coming up on today's show, navigating the supply chain, aligning with your values, income-producing investments, and much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
Why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show on this Sunday morning here on NBC2. My name is Craig Wolf. I'm with Certified Financial Planner Professional Alfie Townsend. Alfie, good morning.
Good morning.
We go back to last year, and the inflation, still a concern, but a big topic beginning well into last year. And the supply chain has been a big...
You couldn't get anything.
No. The holidays were tough for some people,
Yeah.
especially, there were some things on Thanksgiving that he still could get. I think turkeys, if I remember correctly, were not in as short a supply as some other Thanksgiving items. But then Christmas time, Hanukkah time, you were definitely paying a lot more.
Yeah.
And the supply chain has been the big buzzword. I worked in the news business for a long time. I don't think I ever mentioned the word supply chain once on the news, and now it's all you hear. What happened?
Well, the ports in California, it was Long Beach and LA, I believe, it's 40% of ships go there, 40%. So remember, they were just lined up. There was well over 100 of them just floating out there. They couldn't get the people to unload them. It was just a disaster. And think about this. They, in turn, they couldn't get the people to unload them. They were, it was their issue, but they're charging these boat owners, these big ship owners, $100. Remember, it was $100 per container that each ship had. They were raising over $500 million extra for their incompetence. And I remember us doing the radio show about that. Mary gave us the information on it, and I'm like, we had to read it twice. I said, read this and tell me what this means. Why? So it's their mistake, and they're charging the people that have nothing to do with it. They're out at sea. It's costing them money keeping their barges out there. So that was a big, big problem. And do you think that $500 million that they raise, these owners of these ships and these containers are going to just eat that themselves? No, they're going to pass it on to the consumer. So that's how the cost of living goes up. That's how inflation starts. So things that came over at $10, now they're $11, $11.50 or whatever. And that's a big issue.
And then this ripple effect is created. So when your clients and customers and potential customers come in asking about the supply chain, does that lead you into all kinds of different strategies to fight these rising prices that are being caused by the supply chain? That's a good point.
Yes. Again, the portfolios that, we have obviously different portfolios. We have portfolios that don't have anything to do with the market, that's not correlated with market. We have portfolios that is designed to fight high inflation and rising interest rate environment. So think about that. We're in a rising interest rate environment and we're in high inflation. So these are portfolios, these are companies. And what's nice about these portfolios is it's not a mutual fund, it's not an ETF, it's called a SMA account. SMA account, when people that have millions and millions of dollars, that's how they invest. And when you come in here, we might only put $300,000 or $400,000 in that one portfolio, but I always tell people, you have $2 million and you're investing in things that your grandkids could buy with $1,000, mutual funds and things like that. You want to invest like people that have $10 million to get in. That's what I always tell my people. Why do you want to, work with us? Is that we offer things that you cannot get on your own to put you in things that it would take $10 million to get that one portfolio, and we could do it with a few $100,000 and just use that one portfolio for part of your plan. And those are the ones that will fight inflation. Those are ones that is designed for that purpose.
We've talked on this show and the radio show about us being in one of the lowest tax environments in a long time, about inflation not being an issue, about interest rates being so low that you can't create an income plan. A lot of that is being flipped on its head as we move forward.
Absolutely. You got to get the income plan. You got to, if your advisor really doesn't understand how to create income, this is very hard right now. I'm doing this for 40 years, and it was easier when interest rates were at 8 or 9%. But now interest rates are at 0 or less than 1. It's hard to create the income for a lot of people, so that's what we do here.
And as a certified financial planner professional, let's talk briefly about what that means, because not all financial planners have that designation.
No, it's a very hard one to get, and what that really does is, my job is not just look at your income, not just look at your investments, but to look at taxes, to look at legacy, to be able to, I always call myself like the quarterback, and then there's going to be things I can't do, like your will and your trust, but I'm trying to look at, say, hey, this is the type of trust you need, or this is what your situation is. You need this guy over here, or you have a tax problem. You need us to deal with this guy over here to help you out. So that's, we're more of a quarterback. We do the financial plan, we do the investments, but then we will have team members with us.
Yeah, you have kind of a Tom Brady vibe about you sometimes.
Tom Brady, my hero.
Might have made some enemies out there as well as some friends. So thank you for watching Saving the Investor this morning. There is much more to come.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Tax hikes could have a dramatic impact on you and your family. Certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend has a tool to help. It's called Tax Map. It's designed to ease the impact of what most likely would be the largest tax hike in nearly 30 years. Alfie's Tax Map can help you lower your tax bracket, protect your money when taxes rise, and create tax-free income. High net worth investors employ Alfie's Tax Map strategies to protect their savings and preserve their legacy. And if you're one of the first 9 callers right now, you can too. Call 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. This complimentary tax map is only available to the first 9 callers right now. So don't wait. Again, that's 239-747-1080. The time to reduce future taxes and create tax-free income is right now. Call and ask for Alfie's Tax Map, 239-747-1080.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
So I am so excited about my new book, Making Waves in Retirement. Now, you want to make waves in retirement. You ever heard of, in a pond, how it's so smooth in the morning, you throw a pebble in there and it makes ripples. And just think what you can do in retirement when you are done working and you have all this time to really focus on what your passion is, what you really want to do. And, the one thing is you can do that if you have, and I call them waypoints. Well, what is a waypoint? A waypoint is marks in your GPS where the boat will go to at different points. So you go to that waypoint, and regardless, it doesn't matter if the wind is blowing, it doesn't matter if the current's blowing, taking you, it is going to get to that waypoint regardless. And when you have a total financial plan in retirement, we take in consideration not just your income, but where is that income going to be coming from? We have to take inflation. Inflation is off the charts right now. We have to make sure your income is increasing as inflation is increasing. And we have to make sure you're in the market and you're not too risky. with your, because we got to make sure that your number is right for you. There's so much to do when it comes to retirement, but if you're off just a little bit, a couple degrees from a waypoint without using a waypoint, and you're just aiming at that target, you could be off by miles. So you have to make sure that your plan is right for you, and you have to make sure that you have a plan that takes all that in consideration. We want to take legacy in consideration, if that's important for you. We got to take income in consideration, inflation in consideration, and taxes in consideration. And there's a lot of things to look at, and that's our retirement simulator. And that's something that can help you get to and through retirement.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
If you're concerned about creating your dream retirement, I've got just the book for you. Unlike most books on investing, it doesn't require a big investment of your time. It's not filled with financial jargon and difficult to understand explanations. It's an easy read, filled with valuable insights. So valuable, in fact, that anyone who is soon to be or already is retired should have a copy on their shelf. And today it can be yours at absolutely no cost. It's called Making Waves in Retirement, written by Alfie Townshend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional, radio show host, and TV personality. Making Waves in Retirement breaks down the insights that Alfie has gained in his 4 decades helping people just like you plan for retirement. Real stories about real people, illustrating what they've done wrong and what they've done right. Strategies to help retirees and those soon to be retired make the right decisions and avoid costly mistakes. So if you've saved for retirement, this is the book for you. Get your complimentary copy today simply by being one of the first 5 callers. The number to dial is 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. No strings attached. So if you're interested in living your dream retirement, you've got nothing to lose, and quite possibly much to gain.
You have a club for every scenario, a driver for the long holes, wedges to get you over the hazards, and a putter when you need a touch of finesse. And you need plenty of these too. What about your retirement? Will you have enough to play the back 9? Find out today. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review with Alfie Townshend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Call 239-747-1080.
You've got questions, and Alfie has the answers that will keep you on the retirement fairway. Longevity runs in my family. Does it make sense for me to look into long-term care insurance?
People are definitely living longer these days. In a financial plan, a comprehensive financial plan, we're going to look at long-term care. There's some hybrid plans out there. That means that you can, they're going to double if you have to go into a nursing home, where they're going to pay extra up to a certain dollar amount. But these are some things that you really need to look at, because again, if you have longevity in your life, the chances of one of you, if you're married, going in a nursing home is very high, unfortunately. Now, this is saying that you're living into your 80s and 90s, and that's what people are living right now, long. So these are things that you want to consider. Now, if you have a lot of money, you can almost self-insure yourself, but there are better ways to do it. We can show you different options here at the Advanced Retirement Group.
Lately, I've been hearing a lot of ads on TV about buying gold. So now I'm wondering, should I sell stock to buy gold?
So should I sell stock to buy gold? That's the question. And the answer, I would say, is no. And, gold right now is having a nice little run, but if you look at the history of gold, it just is not a good investment. Now, if you have a little gold in your 401k or in your safe, that's okay. But to make gold a big holding, I would not do that. If you look at the history of equities versus gold, you'll be amazed. Gold doesn't even keep up with inflation. And then they always say gold's very good for inflation. No, what's best for inflation is owning stock, owning equity. So if you have equity and it's a diversified portfolio, you're going to do much better off.
I'm not quite ready to retire, but it's getting closer. Should I be considering rearranging my investments and assets?
That's a great question, because the closer you get to retirement, right now you're in what we call the accumulation phase. You are paying into your retirement plan weekly or biweekly, and it really doesn't matter with the market going up and down. Of course, we want it to always go up, but it goes up and down, but your dollar cost averaging it in there. But once you retire, now you got to take that money that you accumulated and now all of a sudden create an income from it. So that's called really the harvesting phase. Take the money that you accumulated and start taking money out of it. The best thing to do if you're about to retire, soon to be retired, come in and let us do an income plan and analysis of what you have to see if it's even feasible to retire. And if it's feasible, you're going to say, you know what? Hey, I can retire. And you want to retire with confidence, and you want to be aware if you can or can't. So make sure you get that plan before you make that final choice.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
When you're nearing your retirement, it's important that your plan include the proper steps to make an efficient and effective transition. There's a lot to consider. Will your income plan meet your lifestyle? How should you reallocate your assets? Is your withdrawal plan tax efficient? Well, practice makes perfect, but you only retire once. So how do you know you're making the right decisions and avoiding costly mistakes? Well, that's simple. Call Alfie Townshend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. Alfie has over 30 years of experience helping people just like you transition into retirement. So be one of the first 5 callers and receive your complimentary retirement transition review. Call 239-747-1080. There's no cost and no strings attached. Your retirement transition review includes key deadline schedules, asset reallocation guides, income plan analysis, and tax-efficient withdrawal strategies. Be one of the first 5 callers now, and this review is yours at no cost. Call 239-747-1080. You only retire once, so let's get this right. Call Alfie now. Welcome to another segment of Team Talk. I'm Mary Thompson in studio with Alfie Townshend, our founder and president. Alfie, I'm very excited about your second book. It's Making Waves in Retirement. Yeah. And I love that title. That's what we all want to do, right?
Absolutely.
So one of the chapters in your book, you talk a lot about your values, and you also talk about how you help clients determine their values. Tell us a little bit about that.
So what we do, one of the first things we do at the first appointment is there's a list of value words and, what's important to you, not pertaining to money. And, once you find that out, then you have a purpose in retirement. And when you have a purpose in retirement, it's a lot of people retire and they might just play golf and then they come home and watch TV. They don't have a purpose. And in retirement, that's not a good retirement. Eventually those people will want to go back to work or do something, or they're going to be miserable.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they'll say, I'm more busy in retirement than I was when I'm working, because those people have purpose. So we want to find out, what drives them. And what drives us at the Advanced Retirement Group and myself is giving back to the community. We love to do stuff for our law enforcement. So we do a lot for our law enforcement. We also do things at the Harry Chapin Food Bank. We give them resources, money to buy food for the needy. There's a lot of needy here in Lee and Collier County. So that's our way of giving back, the churches and things like that. Mm-hmm. But, they always say it's better to give than receive. And it's true. I mean, we just love giving, and we're at a point that we can do that, which is a blessing. I remember when we first got in the business, almost 40 years ago, we gave, but it wasn't like we're giving now. But you work your way up to that point. But it is much better to give than receive.
Absolutely. And talking to your clients specifically about their values, then you can help put together a plan. Maybe their values are they want legacy or they want freedom to travel or whatever their values are. So you form your plans around that.
That's perfect, Mary. So we find that out. Some is going to be family. So family would be legacy is important for that. So what we do is we'll put a plan together to make sure that their children or their grandchildren get what they want them to get tax-free, the most tax-efficient way. So these are, it might be to a charity. It might be they wanted to pass on to a charity. We do stuff with IRAs that will, instead of taking the required minimum distribution, we show them how to take it out without getting a 1099 and getting it to the charity, especially with people that don't itemize. If they don't itemize, their charitable deductions aren't deductible anymore. So we can show them how they can get this money out of IRA to the charity regarding RMDs, a required minimum distribution, and let them get it out without them having to pay tax on it. Charity benefits and you benefit.
I love it.
Different
That's
things.
great. That's great. And, we'll make your book available to our viewers today.
That's good.
So if you'd like to get a copy of Alfie's brand new book, go to our website, savingtheinvestor.com, and we'll get that right out to you. Alfie, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And stay tuned for more Saving the Investor.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. We all have a picture of our perfect retirement, but how do we get there? At Advantage Retirement Group, helping you get there is our business. We're passionate about getting to know you, learning your hopes and dreams. Why? So we can work with you to achieve them. How? By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you are exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. We're thankful to work with so many wonderful people, and we'd love to work with you too. Call Advantage Retirement Group today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation, 239-747-1080. Your retirement is too important to put off. Call now, 239-747-1080.
So did you know that you can do an in-service withdrawal on your 401k, even if you're still working, and they still contribute to your 401k? Your company does. You don't miss a beat. But what you do get is you get to have a 401k that becomes your IRA that you control. Remember, a 401k, you're still working. You might have an old 401k at your old place that you used to work, but if you have one where you work now, and you're over 59.5, that's the key, you're over 59.5, this is a great time to let us look at it, see if we can put you in a better position. Many times we can, because a 401k, you have just about a circle of investment options that you have. But when you have your own IRA, you have unlimited access to all the different accounts that you can imagine to manage your own money. And a lot of these accounts, what's important about it is your 401k doesn't have these tactical portfolios that protect it as it's going down, that will make moves. We're in a different time right now. We know we have high debt. We have, everyone seems to be divided. So with that going on, the market is volatile. And as the market's volatile, you want to be able to have access to accounts that would fight volatilities, that would be making adjustments. As they're making adjustments in a down market, that's what you want. You don't want to just buy and hold and sit there and not do anything. So in-service withdrawals, if you have an old 401k somewhere else, or you're not working over there, and you could be 50 years old, you don't have to be 59 and a half or older if you have an old 401k just sitting at your old employer. But if you're still working, a lot of them will allow you to do what we call in-service withdrawals, where you can take your part of your 401k, move it over, and you control it. We can put you in a portfolio that's right for you and build that plan for your future retirement. You're going to retire in the next 3 to 5 years, 10 years. Let us put a plan together for you so you see what type of income you could be looking at, and what type of portfolios you can be in. You have really the world really right here for you in your own IRA versus what's offered in a 401k. So if that's your case, give us a call and we'll show you what we can do and see if we can do an in-service withdrawal for you.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters. Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.
Retirement gives you long-awaited opportunities. You finally gain control over how you spend your time. But you also need control of your investments, of your hard-earned money. There are a lot of moving parts, and just saving over the years is the first part. What about generating income, your Social Security, minimizing taxes, or managing risk? If you save for retirement, call us at 239-747-1080. Retirement can last more than 20 years, yet many people don't have enough money saved to get through 1 decade, let alone 2. Call us at 239-747-1080. Let us show you how to make your nest egg go the distance. That's 239-747-1080.
Mondo Uomo specializes in remarkable clothing for the remarkable man, like our exclusive selection of Bugatti and St. Croix shirts and sweaters. Visit our store in Naples at the Village on Venetian Bay or online at mondouomo.com.
Remember the Wall Street bailouts? Those same big banks and financial firms have been fined billions for misleading customers. And now they want to manage your retirement savings. Why would you trust them? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. My values are Main Street, not Wall Street. As an independent advisor, I don't work for shareholders, I work for you. If you want a fresh start with a local advisor, give me a call today.
Mondo Uomo offers a remarkable selection of the latest styles in menswear. Visit Mondo Uomo at the Village on Venetian Bay in Naples. Alberto, Bugatti, St. Croix, Zanella. Come see what remarkable shopping is all about.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080.